What's up, everybody? Classic Game Freak here with Retarded by Choice for the Classically Retarded show. What's
Yep,
going
yep.
on, Retarded?
Not much, sir. Not much at all. I'm just multitasking right now, doing the broadcast with you, and I'm also installing my Bioshock 1 and 2 updates.
Lovely updates. Oh,
Well,
God.
today it's got the Ultimate Rapture Edition of Bioshock 1 and 2, and it comes with every single expansion pack that they forwarded out the tubes. So I'm doing that while I'm doing this.
I didn't even know that existed.
Yeah, I got it today at Walmart for $25.
Oh, wow. I may have to pick that up. I never beat Bioshock 2.
Nor have I.
So
Nor am I.
I got stuck at one spot, and it was just after that I couldn't, I don't know what it was. I think a new game came along, and I set that one down. So
That's exactly what I did too.
Anyway, anybody that's watching this, which right now it actually says we have 0 viewers, but
Wow.
I'll say, yeah, we got a bunch of viewers. That's just great. Anybody that watches this, heck, later on down the road, if you have any questions or comments about the show, please feel free to hit me up on Twitter, which you can see on the screen there. Classic Game Freak, spelled a little bit differently, but yeah, you can definitely get me there at any point in time. I've always got my phone on me. So anyway, what are we talking about today? I don't remember. What were we talking
I think
about?
we're talking about how it doesn't really take 1.21 gigawatts of power to get the nuclear reaction you need to go back in time.
The 1.21 gigawatts?
That's right.
Oh, geez. No, we are talking about the big thing on every gamer's mind this week, the E3. Oh my God, it was a rare E3 this year.
It was very jam-packed full of funness.
Funness and then some. Like I said, kind of rare because there was a lot of excitement surrounding this one because everybody knew that it had already been revealed that both Sony and Microsoft were going to unveil their new consoles this year, so it was very big.
Yep. We already knew all the information coming out about the Xbox One, so there's nothing really new there, but we were both, I know myself definitely was wondering where Sony was going to go with this, how they were going to either fall in line or if they were going to do what they did and basically say, yeah, we're going to keep on doing what we're doing right now with the PS3, with the PS4, so Xbox, good luck with that.
Yeah, like we had said last week, when we kind of asked each other, hey, what are you excited for on E3? I had said that I was excited to find out what Sony was going to do, because I didn't like not knowing, and I had basically said that was going to seal my gaming fate if whether or not they said, yeah, we're going to just roll like Xbox is and gouge everybody, or no, we're gonna go a different route and make sure you're not still a prisoner to this system, keeping it online or playing used games. And Sony, they oh my God, Sony, for lack of better words, raped Microsoft with that press conference.
They did, they really did. They came out of the gate pretty strongly. I think they came out and said, okay, this is what we're doing, this is what we're not doing, and by the way, used games, yes. Let's see, continuously online? No, we're not going to do that either. So basically, what Microsoft said they're going to do, Sony is like, nah, we're going to stick to a tried and true format, which is what everyone is doing right now.
Yeah, I unfortunately wasn't able to watch the live coverage on the Sony press conference, and so I had to wait until 2 o'clock in the morning when I could get off work and come home and start watching it. And I got home, and my phone was littered with text messages with a few things from Twitter, PMs from YouTube, emails, the whole bit from a bunch of different people trying to tell me what Sony had said, and I was sitting there like a football game you recorded. You don't want to know the score. So right. I'm like, la, 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 clear, delete, no, And when I got on there, I wrote down some notes, and the biggest one I actually have here, and I'm going to read it verbatim because this was the spot that made Sony's year here. This is what won them E3. I said, used games are allowed, and I said the crowd goes wild. The crowd started chanting and raving, and I'm sitting there just kind of smiling at my screen at that point. It says, Jack Tretton takes it in. And yet, did he not kind of stand there while the crowd was just going nuts and just kind of...
You did. It reminded me a lot of, I don't know if you watched WWE in the day, but like The Rock, you come out there with entrance music and you sit there.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what it seemed like to me. It's like, okay.
He knew. I mean, there was no doubt. He knew he was going to win the crowd that way, and the crowd responded such a big way. I was real happy about that. But it says Jack takes it in. Used games are traded and borrowed like before, so basically, nothing's changed. The crowd, I said, the crowd starts chanting Sony, Sony, Sony. At that point, I'm sitting here just kind of giggling and laughing. Just my face is just beat red at that point.
Right. No, it's a good moment, man. I had a smile on my face too, like, yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
I was excited. Like, I wish I was there chanting right with them. By no means am I a strict Sony user, but to hear that was refreshing.
Yeah, it was definitely nice to hear that they're not looking to dick the common user out of hard-earned money. Because I mean, honestly, if you think about it, if you're gonna look at a $60 game, are you gonna pay $60 for a game that you can trade in another day, or lend to a friend, or borrow from a friend, or are you gonna buy a $60 game that you can't do anything with except for sell it at approved places you can sell it to, or being able to lend it to a friend once, and that's the life of that disc.
Yeah, well, them saying that you can trade it to an approved retailer, but they're talking with partners about that. That really made me think. Yeah, they're making deals, and they're gonna try to get all the money they can out of it, and it's stupid. But
it really is, because it reminds me of like back in the day, like not even back in the day, nowadays. Most recent I can think of, Guns N' Roses Chinese Democracy. Mm-hmm. When that came out, it was exclusively at Best Buy and Best Buy alone. If you don't have a Best Buy near you, you're kind of screwed there. Same with AC/DC when they released their Black Ice album. That was a Walmart exclusive. But with that though, there's Walmarts, in every single town in America.
Yeah.
Just about. But Best Buy is like, for me, our Best Buy is about 45 minutes away from here.
Golly.
Yeah.
That's about like me. I've got one about 30 minutes away, and I'm going to be driving 30 minutes away to go pick up a PlayStation 4 if I can get one pre-ordered.
Right. Yeah, I know Amazon's doing a pretty nice pre-order.
Yeah. So, one last thing on the whole, that whole announcement with Sony. The one thing that he had said, and this, he directed it straight at Xbox. He had said, and I quote, "And it won't stop working if you haven't authenticated within 24 hours." There, I went on to write, went straight for Xbox's heart, and ripped it out.
Yeah, and that was a finishing move right there.
that was it. That's all it took. I started seeing stuff all online saying Sony wins E3. The polls was like any polls I saw for the big three. Like the last one I'd looked at, it was like Sony at 86%, Microsoft at what was it, 12%? Yeah, and then Nintendo at 4, which I don't agree with the last two numbers. I think that should have actually been flopped, because I think Nintendo now has, should have a good shot at getting some better sales.
Yeah, they will definitely, but you also got a lot of the hardcore fanboys who are strictly dedicated Xbox fans and don't want to deal with anything else.
Yeah. Yeah, they're still willing, and if nobody here knows, if somebody's watching this, they don't know, Microsoft priced their Xbox One, or as it's being deemed, the Xbone. They're pricing it at $500. That's absurd. That's ridiculous.
Here.
Sony, they came out $399 for a system that you can still trade games, play used games on, don't have to be online. Even with all this, Jack Tretton was still able to say, hey, PlayStation Plus is going to be $5 a month. It's not required, but it's probably going to be on a lot of the games. People are not complaining about it because Xbox, not letting you use used games, forget it.
Exactly.
So,
yeah.
But
anyways, that's what Xbox users are paying anyway for Xbox Live. They want to play with a gold account.
Yeah, $10 a month.
Yeah.
Unless you get a deal.
Yeah, unless you get a deal. But yeah, that's why I stay sober, man.
Yep. Well, I don't know if for me, I took the Xbox show at E3 and I took the Sony one, and each of them had a strong point and a weakness. The Microsoft, I actually thought that was a good conference. I thought that was a good show.
Yeah.
But that's simply because they really showed a lot of games, a lot of interesting exclusives. And, they started out strongly with Metal Gear Solid 5.
Yeah, that's a pretty nice exclusive.
Yeah, I was really stoked about that. Hearing Jack Bauer, Kiefer Sutherland voice Snake was very kind of jarring to me, though. I don't know if I like that or not.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting that at all. But, I mean, good for them to be able to pull down that kind of heavyweight acting.
Yeah, but David Hayter, he'd been the voice actor for Snake for, what is it, about 15 years, about 17 years now. So going from that, I'm a hardcore Metal Gear fan, and going from that to like I said, Jack Bauer, that was kind of weird. But the game that stood out the most for me was Titanfall. I don't know what your thoughts were on that.
Titanfall, it's not my kind of genre. But I can see how it could be a drawing point for other gamers out there.
Well, if you think about it, it's by Respawn Entertainment, which is Vince Zampella and the other guy that both got fired from Infinity Ward and left Infinity Ward, and went on to make Respawn. So, for people to compare it to Call of Duty, they'd be right in comparing because it's by some of the same people. They even acquired some of the crew from there because the crew quit Infinity Ward and went over to Respawn. But for me, like big hulking mechs, games like that, I'm a sucker for games like that. So Call of Duty meets Mech Warrior. Seeing all the screens come on whenever they get into the mech and everything, it was just like, oh my god, that's awesome.
Yeah, it was nice to see that kind of response to that. and to see that the fact that these guys who did get shit canned were able to go on and prosper and continue on with what they love to do.
Yeah, I about figured they'd come out with a first-person shooter as like their first game, and like I said, coming from a franchise like Call of Duty, that was it wasn't unexpected, but that was one of the highlights for me in that. Like I said, it was a good conference, but it was on the back of a very, very bad reveal. Them coming and just showing nothing but games and everything, that's really what made the conference good. They didn't even mention, I don't even think they used the word football one time in the whole conference. So that was good.
There's a lot of really great things that came out of that E3 with exclusive on Xbox, like Dead Rising 3 going to be Xbox exclusive.
Yeah, I'm pissed about that.
Yeah, well, the first Dead Rising was only available on Xbox.
The 360. Didn't Part 2 come out on both the PS3 and the Xbox?
I know definitely Xbox, and I do believe on PC.
PC? Yeah, they showed some great gameplay on it. I saw that, and I was just like, man, I would love for that to hit the PS4. But oh well, an exclusive is an exclusive.
It is.
So.
Yeah. It's supposed to be bigger than Dead Rising 2. It's keeping the weapon crafting that they implemented with 2, and they're going to make driving a bigger part of the Dead Rising experience, where you're going to need to you're still going to need to walk around to your thing, but driving from one point to another is going to be very crucial.
Yeah, and I really liked how they said that they're still going to put the zombies are still going to pose a threat, and as he said that a zombie is hanging off of the passenger or the driver's window and trying to grab the character and yanking him out. He's sitting there punching at him, trying to keep him from pulling him out. It was pretty wild.
Yeah. Another thing that they probably have in there with that is if you run over a zombie, it's going to cause some damage to your grill and probably to your engine over time.
Yeah.
So you might not want to be hitting zombies all that often. That way you don't get stuck in the middle of nowhere and you have to hoof it to the nearest checkpoint.
And that was the way it was in the first Dead Rising. I remember eventually you just ended up jumping out of the car, and you were left to fend off a bunch of zombies you were stuck, around. They were swarming you, and I remember getting underneath them all in that, and just I'd have fun. I'd go back and forth and just mow them down, but it was a way to get you killed really easy too.
Oh yeah. Well, God forbid if you didn't bring enough weapons with you.
Yeah.
I love the chainsaw in the first one, so I was always, I'd have one on me, and I'd be using it so hardcore that I'd break, and I'm like, oh crap, what do I have? I got a briquette.
Yeah. I have the Lego head still on.
Yeah. What's that going to do? Piss them off?
Yeah. I loved that. I loved how big that game was. You could even grab a teddy bear and just kind of start hitting zombies. It wouldn't hurt them. It'd knock them over. But I guess I'd give you enough of a window to run.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, definitely.
But
another thing I like about the first one was the fact that you can take the different masks from within the game and stick them on the zombies, and they'll just kind of stumble about, not knowing where they're going.
Yeah. And I didn't play 2. I don't know if they kept that or not, but I hope if they didn't keep it, I hope they bring it to 3. That always made me laugh. So
yeah, I played 2. It was okay. I mean, it wasn't as good as the first one. The first one was, I guess the first one is the zombie type gaming that Night of the Living Dead was to cinema. It was a forebearer of sorts.
Yeah. So.
But what else did you see there that you liked from Xbox?
Oh, on the Xbox, well, I'm trying to find my notes here. I guess I wasn't as prepared as I'd like. Okay, because all of my notes were on a check stub envelope, and that's all I could find when the conference came on. So, anyway,
Mine's in this college rolled notebook.
yeah. See, I couldn't find mine. This is my gaming notebook right here. So I couldn't find this, and like I woke up, and like as soon as I turned the TV on and turned the Xbox on, it was just starting. So I mean, I didn't even have time to wipe the sleep out of my eyes before I was sitting there like, oh crap, I need to find a pen and paper and write all this down. So, well, they started out the show with talking about the 360. They unveiled the new model of 360, which they made it look like a mini-me version of the Xbone, which I don't understand that. I thought that was a stupid move on their part. Thing's ugly.
Yeah, it is, but for what it is, I mean, it's what, $199 for the 4 gig, right? $299 for the 250 gig, and then it's $299 for the 4 gig with the Kinect.
Oh, so they do have different tiers of pricing? I didn't actually see any of that.
Yeah, they mentioned that like the introduction 4 gig, is the $199. The 250 gig is $299, and the 4 gig with the Kinect is $299 also.
Oh, I gotcha. Well, they could have kept the old design. I think the Slim actually looked pretty nice, but
yeah,
the Xbone design is, like I said, ugly.
It reminds me of a Betamax VCR.
Yeah. Betamax or VHS player, yeah, it's horrible.
Yeah, I was looking for the top loader button so I can pop up like that.
Yeah.
Plug the game in and
it's got a little CD tray in there. Instead of, or better yet, a tape that you open up actually has the spot for the disc to go in, and you put it in there. And you'd have to rewind it.
Oh, nice. I think I'd quit gaming if I had to rewind the games after I was done.
Oh God, yeah. Redbox, please rewind, or not Redbox, but GameFly, please rewind your game before you return it.
Yeah, be kind. Rewind your game.
Oh, geez. What has me cracking up had me cracking up back whenever PS1 came out and so on, VHS was still big, and they would always slap those stickers in the rental places. Please rewind this before you return it. And they slap it to the games too, and just kind of look at that and be like, really? These guys are renting these out yet? They're dumb enough. They're saying rewind this. Oh my God. But anyway, they, like I said, they were talking about 360. They showed a trailer for Dark Souls 2, which looked freaking amazing. The first Dark Souls, that is like one of the hardest games ever.
I don't think I played that one.
It's cheap now. I highly recommend it. It's hard to level up in that game. The game will punish you. It will spank you, but it ain't cheap either. Like, the game isn't cheap against you. If you die, it's a mistake you made. You've got to learn the combat system, and you've got to play right against different enemies.
Mm-hmm.
You collect souls through it, and that's how you level up, is by collecting all the souls. It's kind of like currency. Well, if you die where you died, your cache of souls will stay there for you to come back and pick up again. But all the enemies respawn and everything, so you got to get through them all again. Now, if you die before you get to that cache of souls, you lose it all. That cache disappears. Wow. So it is a punishing game, but they showed the trailer for it, and it looked amazing, as always. So there was that. And then they really, the only other announcement they made was the World of Tanks on the 360, and it's free when you have a gold account. So World of Tanks is a pretty good game. If you haven't played it on PC, it's actually a really kind of decent game.
Okay.
Um,
Now, I did see your video from your first feelings and thoughts on the Xbox One, and one of
yeah.
the ones that you did mention in there was Xbox exclusive Killer Instinct.
Oh my God. Yeah, they announced the new Killer Instinct
Um,
game. When they first showed it, I didn't know exactly what they were doing with it, but as it turns out, from what I've gathered and from what I've heard, it's a free game, but you only get Jago as the only playable character. All the other characters you have to pay for, and they basically gouge you with microtransactions.
yeah, that
So,
seems about their MO.
and it's not even an MMO. It's just a fighter. It's
Right.
that sucks that they don't give you, like, when I saw Killer Instinct, I'm sitting there thinking of Orchid and well, once again Jago and Fulgore and all those characters. And
All the classics, yeah.
yeah, and for them to say, well, here's a fighting game, but you can only play as this character to begin with, that I was happy to see new Killer Instinct, but at the same time I was kind of pissed too.
Yeah, yeah. I got excited, like, oh, are they going to redeem themselves? Oh, but then no, they're not redeeming themselves.
No, they were making it worse with that, and
Yeah,
that's a shame. That's such a shame.
it is.
With Killer Instinct, they announced that you could, or that they were actually partnering with Twitch TV for live streaming, games and so on. So I wasn't really excited about that. That just means more morons posting their gameplay of them playing badly.
Yeah.
It's just going to get so overcrowded on those sites and everything. I mean, already you see enough Call of Duty gameplay on YouTube. I mean,
yeah.
It's gotten to the point where I don't even watch the trollers anymore because it's always just them talking to Call of Duty players, and it's gotten boring.
Yep, yep.
I'm sitting here thinking of John Trollston, Troll Arc. But yeah, Minnesota Burns. I couldn't remember his name there for a second, but Minnesota Burns. His videos are old. I think he makes some good money doing them, but still, it's old.
Yeah.
Let's see here. What else? Microsoft points are going to be no more. They're using actual currency finally.
Yeah, it's about time they do that. Now, it's going to be a bit of a shock to those people who don't, see like 400 points is worth $5. Once they start seeing that, I gotta pay $15 for this, I'm gonna pay $15 for that, or I'm not gonna pay $25 for this.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a shock to a lot of people.
Yeah. Well, and to me, it really didn't. It didn't matter to me if it was Microsoft points or if it was money or whatever. Because I mean, I knew what I was paying for. I knew what I was getting.
Right.
The thing is they're going to still adopt what Nintendo adopts and what Sony does, where you won't be able to just purchase whatever it is you're trying to purchase. If you're trying to purchase, a game, let's say you're trying to get, a digital copy of The Last of Us on PlayStation 3. In order to get that, you're going to have to put money in your PlayStation wallet. You're going to have to do the increments, 5, 10, 15, 20, whatever, You're still going to have a few cents left over here and there, and I always thought that was kind of stupid, or a couple bucks here and there. I always thought that was stupid. Let me just buy the game. Let just charge my credit card for however much the game is. I don't want 4 cents extra on there bugging me because I feel obsessive compulsive and just want that to be zero.
I don't know why they don't do that.
So I think they'll just kind of do that too. I want to spend $8. I don't want to put $10 in there.
Well, they might start rounding up. Like, oh, they don't want to change. Okay, instead of $8, it's $10.
Yeah, that wouldn't be good.
No,
Let me keep my $2 then.
I'll keep them all, man.
What you want 10 more cents? No, just keep it on there. I won't bitch so much about it. But anyway, I mean, they showed some other games that I'm just going to kind of fly through here real quick. I don't know if any of them excited you, but there was Rise, Sunset Overdrive, Forza 5, the Minecraft, Xbox One Edition, D4, Project Spark, and then Crimson Dragon, and then they showed Witcher 3.
Mm-hmm.
And another big one was Halo, which they just deemed it Halo, not Halo 5, but Halo.
Yeah.
So
and their big selling point on that was the fact that 60 frames per second.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, okay, cool. I guess.
All right, so a Halo that'll play like Call of Duty. Awesome.
Yeah. Yeah. But they also did the same thing with Battlefield 4. They said, oh, Battlefield 4, it plays at 60 frames per second too. It's like, okay.
I saw some of the multiplayer gameplay and so on, and I mean they showed the Battlefield 4 single player where they were on the carrier and it was all kind of coming apart and they're fighting their way off of it. You know, it looks the same as 3. I don't know if you played 3 or not.
No, I'm not a big first-person shooter, really. Just the Borderlands series.
Borderlands. Yeah, gotcha. Well, I bought the game about a year ago. I bought Battlefield 3, and I gotta say, like, I've always kind of been into the Battlefield games, but Battlefield 3 was rage quit inducing. Like like people knew how to just really. Not manipulate. What's the word I'm looking for here? They knew how to use glitches and so on that to their advantage that would just frustrate the crap out of you.
Yeah.
And I got to the point, like, normally I don't like to trade in games, but Battlefield 3, I went and got rid of that as fast as I could.
I heard that from a lot of people. I have several friends who are into the first-person shooters. They're all about the Black Ops and the Battlefield, Battlezones, all that stuff. Yeah. And they said that Battlefield 3 was like that for them. They was like, you know what, this is getting stupid.
Yeah.
It's getting to the point where it's not fun to play anymore because we're getting fragged every 3 seconds.
Yeah. And I mean, and also another thing that really kind of peeved me personally was the premium edition. Like, you could buy all your weapons. You could literally, out of pocket money, use that and buy your weapons without having to level your character up or anything like that. And to me, that was just kind of a cop-out. That wasn't fair to the people who didn't want to spend that money and had to work and play a bunch of rounds in order to gain that. I thought it was a little bit of an unfair advantage, and I didn't want to play it.
Yeah, well, Battlefield is by EA, right?
Yes.
Yeah, EA is really, really, really bad about that. I just picked up the new Tomb Raider not too long ago, and right out of the box, I mean, you can go and you can buy all these multiplayer weapons that, start you off automatically. Boom, there you go. You're top knockdown.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, well, why would you create a game that you can day one buy stats and be Mighty Soldier 1?
Yeah, it's really, like I said, an unfair advantage, for people to go and buy that, and even for the publishers or the developers to make that an option. You don't see it in every game. Don't get me wrong. Like I have yet to see it in any Call of Duty or anything like that. But for them to do that, I don't know. They're just really hurting their own game.
Yeah, they are. If they are not careful, they're going to go the way of Sega.
Yeah. Yeah, we talked about that last time, didn't we?
Yeah, no, it's dead worse, and I keep on beating it.
But it had me cracking up because while they were showing, was it Yeah, Battlefield 4. Uh, the game messed up on them or something like that, and they were left kind of there on stage with their thumbs up their butts. It was kind of funny. That and Assassin's Creed 4 also. It cracks me up when that happens. I feel sorry for the guys that are on stage, but still, it's just like, they screwed up.
Yeah, I was laughing when I saw that their Battlefield 4 little demo was going no audio. I was like, that's hilarious.
Yeah. It's still not as epic as Bill Gates showing off of Windows and getting the blue screen to death, you know, while live. That was the epically epic right there.
Oh, yeah.
So, like I said, to kind of wrap up the Xbox section, unless you got something else you want to add to that, into Xbox.
The only thing I have to add was just doing a little bit of research. I went ahead and went on Amazon.com because Amazon's offering a pretty sizable day one exclusive. They're doing day one exclusive includes limited edition controller. It also includes a token code, so you can unlock day one achievements. So that basically just means that you can get achievements by playing, but not just the game achievements. I mean, just being on your Xbox, you can get achievements for that. So
yeah. To add to that real quick, but I didn't mean to cut you off. They said that there was going to be these achievements where like you can. A lot of people were like, even on forums, were like, "Yay, get an achievement for watching The Price is Right." You know, they have these achievements that they're going to bring out where it's like, "Oh, well, if you watched this, if you did that, you get this achievement." That's overusing achievements in my book. But
yeah, it really is.
Anyway, go ahead.
It really is. Because I know when I first got my 360 and I started playing, I was like, "Oh, what's that on the screen? Oh, achievement. Okay, cool." It got to a point where Xbox ruined me for any other gaming system. Like, I'm not going back to my other systems. They suck because I got achievements now.
Yeah.
But now it's just passe. It's just something to do. Like, oh, okay, I beat the game. I just still a few more achievements I need to get. Okay, I might go back and try again, but if I don't, I don't. It's no big deal anymore.
Yeah, that was one thing I had a hard time with, is going to the like PSP and playing the games on there, not having achievements or whatever. So the Vita having like trophies and everything was a big deal for me. I really became an achievement whore thanks to that. And don't get me wrong, I think the achievements were a great thing because it made you play the game a different way than you're comfortable with. And I thought that was great. But with them, hey, if you play an Xbox on day one, you get an achievement. I think that's a cop out. I think they're selling out.
Well, they took the achievement and put it to the next grotesque thing. I mean, they're making the Xbox be this end-all be-all media center. Basically, it's supposed to take place of everything you already own. That's great, and all, but I don't buy gaming systems so I can watch TV. I don't buy TV so I can watch downloaded movies from Netflix. I got certain things that do certain things, and that's all they're there for. But, but that's what they want to do. Fine, so be it. I'm still leaning more toward the PS4. Now with the Amazon Premium Pack, it comes with premium packaging and a Xbox One decal.
Ooh.
Yeah. But that's got the guaranteed price of the $4.99. Now, they don't have any real prices on the games just yet, but they have a placeholder price of $99.99.
God.
I'm hoping that's just, pre-order now, that's what the price is, but when it actually comes out, it's $60 or whatever it is. But I couldn't find any more information about it other than that every single game for the Xbox One is marked $99.99.
And that's just for a game that we're practically renting. If they were to make it $100, I mean, you think about it, with the used game policies, we're practically renting that. It's kind of sad because in 10 years or whatever, when they drop the the support for Xbox One, we're going to be left with a console that'll just be able to turn on and turn off. Thanks to us not being able to authenticate, we won't be able to play our rented games anymore.
Yeah, it's dumb. It's basically making it to where once this current or the next generation comes out, once it's making it geez. Okay. They're making it to where when the next generation starts up, after it's gone through its life cycle, you're basically left with a brick of a box of a system, because there's gonna be no online support for these games or the system anymore after that generation is done. They come out with the next one.
Exactly.
So, I mean, there's no resale value for it. It's basically shooting themselves in the foot, because, like, right now, you can go to any yard sale, pick up a Nintendo or a Sega or whatever is out there, and you can actually plug it into whatever TV you want to and play it. Now, with them doing what they want to do with the used game policy and the 24-hour connection to some kind of internet, it's not going to allow that. And a lot of people are going to be sitting there going, you know what? I'm not going to do that. I'm going to spend $500 for this and then $100 for the game or whatever. It's not going to happen. They're going to just find out real quick like that. It's not going to be what a lot of people want.
Exactly. And it's also going to prevent people really from collecting for the system either. You're not going to want a library of 100 games by the end of its life cycle, because they're just going to be, especially if you have the physical copies, they're going to be nothing but bits of plastic. They're going to be useless. Now, Phil Spencer says that, their long-term, the ability as far as Xbox One goes to connect online or whatever might change. They might change that policy where it isn't an always online DRM. But if they don't change it, that's what they're looking at. I mean, you're going to have a Xbox there that'll just turn on and off, won't let you play any of the games. And
they can watch movies on it.
Yeah, exactly. And people need to take that into account, especially buying one this early. Maybe in 5 years or maybe in a couple of years they've changed the policy, then by all means buy an Xbox One. But until they change that policy, I strongly tell people, even like I go to work, I got some friends there who are like, are you going to get an Xbox One? I'm like, hell no. Well, why not? And I tell them why. I'm like, wait until that policy changes. If they change that, great, then fine. And they lower the price.
Yeah, definitely.
But they're being real asses too. Xbox in general. One thing I want to add is Don Matrick. He was doing an interview with another douchebag, Jeff Keighley. He does all those video or all those shows on like Spike TV. I've heard he's a douchebag, so I gotta say, two douchebags on the same screen. He was asking Don about the always online thing, and basically Don just turns around. He's like, "Well, we've got the perfect product for people who can't get online. It's called the Xbox 360."
Yeah, I read that and I got pissed. I'm like, you know what? You can eat my ass.
I read the headline for that, and it stopped me dead in my tracks. And I had to look. I went and read it, and I'm like, are you serious? Really? You just smacked loyal Xbox customers in the face.
Yeah. Because, I mean, no matter what system you're hawking or what system you like, you're always going to have that hardcore gamer who's loyal to that system no matter what innovations they go through or whatnot. Like, there's certain people who are strictly Nintendo from 8-bit days all the way to today with the Wii U. Same with Xbox. You got people who are hardcore, diehard Xbox people, and when you say that about your core audience, that's just bend over and take this while we slap you in the face.
Yeah. Oh, unbelievable. My headset's going dead. I'll need to get the charger here in a second. Great. Exactly. I don't know. Like, I've had my Xbox for about 7 years now, nearly 7 years, and I've been, I've been an Xbox Live customer for a good portion of that, and for them to turn around and say to the people that have supported them all these years, well, if you don't have online, if you can't get online, then keep an Xbox 360. But we're moving on.
Well, the only thing that I did like is that they did say that at the conference that they will still be Xbox 360 games for a while. There's still hundreds in the chute come. So we got that, if nothing else.
Yeah, but I mean, still, once again, it's just going to be, this new console's coming out, and nobody's going to want a 360. They're going to want the new console. I know that's the way it is with me. Anytime a new console comes out or whatever, I don't want it for the old console. I want it for the new one.
Right.
So, anyway, let's talk a little about Sony here.
Sony.
Yeah, the winners right there.
Yep.
Because I'm not gonna lie, I even went through the Nintendo Direct show, and that was very kind of. It's an odd little show that Nintendo does, and it didn't work well with E3. But Sony, they showed a Vita lineup. They showed a little sizzle reel of games coming out on the Vita, and me being a Vita fan, I was disappointed. They didn't have many games on there.
No, they didn't start off real strong. They kind of said, "Okay, here we go. We got this so far." I understand they gotta come out and say this is what we got for what we have right now. That show what you can actually buy. The Vita's out. Show the Vita games first, then progress to the next gen.
Yeah,
that makes sense. But no, you're right. The titles weren't that strong. They weren't that. To me, they don't look that fun. I mean, I'm still rocking the old PSP. I didn't want to go to the Vita just yet. Not only that, I mean, I can pick up a PSP game for $1 over at GameStop or whatnot.
Yeah.
I know you're anti-GameStop, but that's all I got.
Yeah, you mean like this guy right here? I refuse to buy from them. Too many open games that they try to put new stickers on. So that's a different topic, though.
Yeah, we'll say that fodder for the next show.
But yeah, the Vita games, like, they have the new Batman coming out, the new Batman Arkham Origins coming out on there, which is going to be like a side-scrolling game, which looks interesting enough. But Destiny of Spirits, which they said is supposed to be like a social RPG free-to-play, which free-to-play is always good. Tearaway by the makers of Little Big Planet. God of War HD 1 and 2. How many HD versions of God of War are they really going to bring? I mean...
Until that horse is way beyond dead and gone.
The what?
I said they'll be putting those out until the day, till the end of the day.
Well, they did show Final Fantasy HD X or 10 and 10-2, which was okay. I mean, they could have not put 10-2 on there. I would have been happy with just 10, because 10-2 was basically basically a dress Yuna up game, which was awful. But then they showed Flower, Dead Nation. The big one was Killzone Mercenary, and then they actually talked about a Vita bundle where they were bundling the new Walking Dead game, 400 Days, with the first season of The Walking Dead.
Now, see, I wasn't 100% clear on that. Is it the first season of the show, or the first season as in the first Telltale game that came out?
I think it was the first season of the show. I'm now that you mention it, I'm not too sure either.
Because I know that Telltale does tend to call their games seasons.
That's true.
There's usually 5 parts to the game, 5 episodes, as they like to call it.
That's true. They kind of did that with Back to the Future.
Yeah, Back to the Future the same way.
Yeah. So that could be. I could be totally wrong about the series. I thought it was just a first season of the series, but
that'd be a great thing to take up then.
Yeah.
The first season of The Walking Dead is only 6 episodes long, so.
And I could understand them adding that. I think the game, the 400 Days, and the season 1 of the show would be kind of a neat little mix for people who's wanting to get a Vita, and I think that's just a good little mix.
Yeah. Yeah, but only thing I see wrong with that is the games in Telltale go more along with the comic book as or the first season or the second season of the show.
Yeah.
Is based on the comic but doesn't follow the comics.
Yeah, no, Daryl and Merle are not even characters in the comic.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, so they liberally added a bunch of stuff to the show too. But that's what happens when you cross into a new media too.
Yeah.
You do have to change some elements. And that's why you never find a movie that's spot on with a game, or a game that's spot on with a movie, or TV show or whatever. It's just they need to add something to make it a little bit richer for that media.
Yeah, yeah. Well, only because a lot of times a movie's an hour and a half and a TV show is 30 minutes, and you're wanting them to buy a game based on said property.
Yeah.
And if you were to pull it straight from a movie standpoint, you wouldn't have enough material for a 10, 12, 15, 25-hour game or whatnot.
Yep, exactly. So, but once again, like I said, I think it'd be great to have the first season of the show on there, and then the 400 Days. I think that'd be cool.
Yeah.
So, they showed the last trailer that they were bringing out for The Last of Us, which actually came out today. Today? Is today the 14th? Or did it come out yesterday?
14th.
Yeah, it came out today. And I gotta say, what I've played of it so far, freaking fantastic game.
I thought it would be. It looks like one of the better, if not the best, zombie fighting games that I've seen in a long time. So
And it's not... Oh, go ahead.
I'm sorry. I don't own a PS4, so it being a PS... I'm sorry. I don't own a PS3. And with it being a PS3 exclusive, I was like, no! Nerd rage!
Well, I knew I wasn't going to be able to really afford a copy of it because I'm working on saving up for my arcade cabinet, and I've got a bunch of money held back for that. But I found out it was coming to Redbox, and I was like, oh man, I live in a small town, and I only have 3 Redboxes around here. So I told my wife, I said, hey, I said, if it's 20 miles out of town, I'm going to pre-order or reserve it. I'm going to go pick it up. She was like, really, for a game? And I said, yes. It looks that good. So I got home from work last night, and first thing I did was get on Redbox. Sure enough, it was in my Redbox in my Walmart. Reserved it, and I was halfway tempted to drive up to Walmart and go get it, but I was like, I'm going to get it in the morning. Got up early this morning, went and picked it up, and I had already seen that it was already out of stock and everything. I was just like, yeah, that's right. I got a copy of that. But the thing about it was, I brought it home, put it into the system, instantly needed to update. I was like, okay, fine. 50 megabyte update. It's like, all right, I can handle that. I played it for about 2 hours straight. The very beginning of the game, I can say, is very kind of jarring. It really sets the game up quick. Even before you see the title screen, you're just left like a big ball of emotion, And so that was kind of hard to get through that part. And then I played on a little bit further and shut the game off because I had to go and take care of some stuff. I come back, and I go to load up my game, and it says I'm 0% through, and I am right back at the beginning of the game. And I'm like, what? So I was pissed. I got online. Turns out there was some sort of bug that came along with the update that prevented people from saving their progress, and it was basically trying to connect to Naughty Dog servers for game statistics and so on. And it screwed a bunch of people out of their save games.
Oh, man.
It wouldn't autosave or something like that, and a lot of people lost a lot of progress.
I can imagine.
Yeah, I'm having to go back and play through a lot of what I've already played through. I had to play through the whole beginning part again. I'm like, no, damn it, come on.
Yeah, I hate when games do that. It makes me so mad. I just want to flip over coffee tables and throw mugs and just scream. Ah!
Yeah, well, the one thing, the voice acting in this game is freaking fantastic, and they pull it off in this game. There's so much emotion behind that, and the graphics are so well done, and so to see what happens there and everything, it's just like, oh my gosh, come on, I don't want to do that again.
I can
So,
imagine.
but they went on to that, and they talked about the Grand Theft Auto 5 bundle for the PS3 that's coming out,
Yeah.
and uh, there's a few other things here. Anything stand out for you?
Well, you already hit on you already hit on the Telltale Walking Dead 400 Days. Let's see. I'm looking forward to the Batman Arkham Origins, just a straight console version.
Yeah.
I was watching the gameplay that they had of that over on IGN yesterday, and it looked so sick to me. I was like, oh my god. It hits on the way the first two games are, but I guess it takes place within the first couple of years of Bruce Wayne being Batman. So they say it's like within the first 5 years or so. I was like, that'd be an interesting point of view to take.
Yeah, I love those origin stories here, here lately, and for them to be like, well, it's when Bruce Wayne's first starting out, like I loved Batman Year One, and just the way they portrayed Bruce Wayne and everything there. So for this to be an origin story, I saw that gameplay footage too and was just blown away.
Yeah, I love the Batman Arkham series. I mean, that is probably the best put together series of any series I've seen in forever. I'm so used to really bad Batman games. I don't know if you remember like the first Batman game for the NES or any of the other Batman games for the NES.
Well, the first Batman game, to me, a lot of people actually enjoyed it. It is a very good platformer. Not platformer, but it was a very good game in its own right. Very difficult. I personally liked it.
For the time, yeah, I can see how it would have been a good game. But my neighbor, he had the game, let me borrow it whenever I wanted to, and I must have borrowed the game 25, 30 times, and could hardly ever get past the first stage or two. It made me so mad. It's like, I don't know if you ever played Fester's Quest for the NES.
Yeah. Oh, God.
Talk about frustrating, man. One death, you're done. It's like,
yeah.
I gotta do it all over. There's no passwords. This sucks.
And especially... Go ahead.
I was just gonna say that's how Batman was for me.
Oh wow! Well, like with Fester's Quest, if you got that weapon that did that little spiral fire shot from like the first Contra, you were screwed. You almost couldn't hit an enemy, and especially if you fought against those weird little multiplying slime things. I remember, being a child and just throwing my controller because you couldn't completely kill those things. No. They just kept coming and coming and coming and just. No, like I said, personally, I liked Batman. I never beat it, but for me, the graphics were memorable, the game was memorable, the music especially. So that was actually a highlight for me on the NES.
Well, then I digress on that, but Arkham series is still the best damn Batman series of all the Batman series that ever come out for any platform.
Okay, you want a bad Batman game? Batman freaking Forever.
Yeah, that was a bad one.
That was the...
How about the Adventures of Batman and Robin for the Sega CD?
I don't think I played that one.
That's pretty bad too. The only thing I liked about it is the fact that it was animated, like the show, Batman animated series. It was basically just like that, but it was done poorly. It was bad.
Gotcha. Well, for them to make these new Batman games, and the first two by Rocksteady Entertainment, and this one isn't even by the same team. I don't think. I don't think it's by Rocksteady.
Really?
So yeah, I think a different team took it, and that's another reason why I think they were. There's that rumor that Kevin Conroy isn't voicing Batman, and then he is, and then he isn't. They don't have the same development team for it. But for them to polish it that well already, for it to be still 3 months before we're going to get the game, it looks freaking fantastic.
And I think it's awesome that they're going to make as an exclusive downloadable content for the Sony PlayStation is the 1960s Batman TV version of Batman.
I can't wait to do that. Play as Adam West.
Yes.
I dig Adam West. I dig the old school Batman.
Oh yeah, he played it very campy, but if you think of what came out before that, you had the Batman movie serials from the 30s or 40s. That was the only other exposure that people had to Batman other than the comics.
Yeah.
Kind of breaking new frontiers there.
Yeah.
Also, Kingdom Hearts 3.
So yeah, it's about time.
Yeah, it's been a while. Then there's that new Oddworld, new and tasty.
Which is, I believe, just like a HD remake of the New and Tasty. Or the New and Tasty is a high definition remake of Munch's, or no, not Munch's, honestly, but Oddworld, and then Abe's Exodus. Was that the second one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So, but I wish I had more to say about Kingdom Hearts. I'm excited, but at the same time, they only showed a tiny little bit of. I don't even know if that was gameplay or what, but it was a teaser. It was, for lack of a better word, a big cock tease.
Is a big tease right there. like getting you to the edge and saying, I'm ready to go home.
Yeah.
That looks great. I love the first one. I played the first one until I couldn't even see straight. That's how much I played the game. I was trying to get the jelly pieces so I can build the biggest, baddest ship I can make. It was sick. But it was fun. Now, there's two games I'm really excited about. Two. First one is Elder Scrolls Online.
Yeah, they're starting to show a little bit more of that, and the more they show of it, that game is like a snowball, because when they first showed screenshots of that game, I was just like, oh, okay, it looks like another MMO. It looks the same. And the more they show of this, it's starting to come together like a freaking epic Skyrim game. It's what I saw in the little trailer they showed was it looked like a big epic battle going on, like a bunch of orcs or something were breaking into the castle, and I mean just a huge battle going on. I don't know if that was just cinematic or if that was actual gameplay, but if that's real gameplay, then sign me up. It looked excellent.
Yep, and from what I understand, it's going to be free to play, so that makes it even better.
What? I didn't hear that. I didn't hear anything like that. You got me hoping now.
Well, that's what I heard, but I could be wrong. But the other game, pardon?
With it being an Elder Scrolls game, I don't see that, but I hope so.
That'd be great. I mean, that'd be their big hook for it.
Heck yeah.
Now, the other game that I didn't hear anything about until E3, Watch Dogs.
You haven't heard anything about Watch Dogs until the E3?
Not until E3, but that game I was jazzed about. I saw I think it was a 15-minute demo they did.
Mm-hmm.
Man, loved it. Loved it.
They showed that at last year's E3. And, that was one reason why I say Ubisoft really took the show at E3 last year. They unveiled Watch Dogs, and it was just like, oh my god, that game looks cool as hell. And been watching it all year long, and the more they show it, the more I get excited for it. I'm hoping that it'll really break away from just the plain old regular, sandbox mode games.
Yeah.
But with the hacking, it really looks like it. What they showed with the gameplay really looks neat.
Yeah. I was really impressed. At first, I was kind of like, okay, this looks okay. Then they started going into all the details. Like, no, you're hacked into a security camera inside the apartment where your buddy's at. I'm like, wow, okay, that's kind of cool. Oh,
yeah.
You turn on the radio? Holy shit.
Well, the part that grabbed me about the trailer they showed at E3 was whenever the bystander was walking by him, and he turns around, and he could see kind of the guy picking up his phone and going to call like 911, and you could see like there was a little HUD above him showing who he was calling and all that. He just walks over and goes, "What do you think you're doing?" Grabs his phone and throws it to the ground. And I was just like, that is so cool. I want to just go and throw people shit around like that all the time throughout the whole game. I'd like Grand Theft Auto. I go around and just kill as many people as I can before the police capture me or kill me, and I would do that in Watch Dogs, just heckle people.
Yeah, I would do the same thing, sir. Same exact thing.
That would be freaking fantastic.
Now, another thing that they showed during the PlayStation unveiling was Mad Max.
Oh, yes, this was a point I was working on getting to. Yes.
I as soon as I saw the car, I'm like, Mad Max? No way. My wife's like, who? I'm like, oh, you're too young. Never mind.
Well, I saw the car at first. They showed the dusty wasteland, and I'm like, is this Fallout 4? Are they about to show Fallout 4? And the car pulls up, and I'm like, that looks like a V8 Interceptor. That looks like Mad Max. And the more they started to show, it showed him kind of wearing his leathers, and I was just like, oh my god, because I mean, there's going to be hype on Mad Max again because they've already filmed the new movie. It's in post-production now, and it's going to be coming out next year. So they're getting ready for that hype. So why not? This is the time to make a game,
Right.
But what I liked is the feel they got in the trailer was just right. This was Max, the way he treats the situation there.
Exactly.
For anybody that hasn't seen the trailer or don't know what we're talking about, Mad Max, it was a movie back in the late 70s. Came out with 2 sequels in the 80s, played by Mel Gibson actually, and he just basically by the end of the first movie, he doesn't care. He doesn't give a crap anymore because of certain events that end up happening. In the trailer, there's a bloody and beaten Marauder just on the brink of death, it looks like, and Max drives up with his really badass Interceptor. Guy's like, kill me, just shoot me. Max looks into his double-barrel shotgun, realizes he only has one more shell, closes the gun up, drives off. The camera pans down to the Marauder. Next thing you see is that Interceptor just driving up as fast as he can, about to run him over. As soon as the car gets up to the Marauder, it cuts out and says Mad Max.
Mad Max, yeah.
I saw that, the way they did it, I'm like, yes.
Yep. I was floored when I saw that. I was like, oh my god, yeah, bring it on. Now, I don't know if they're going to have the stigmata of having a property that's related to Mel Gibson so heavily, or what. I don't know. Are they going to do what they did, like what the Bourne series did when they came out with the Bourne game? It looked nothing like Matt Damon.
Yeah, it really didn't, and that's just because they couldn't secure the likeness rights to Matt Damon. He had just said no, and you see that a few times in games. I'm trying to think of different examples here, but there has been a few. I really don't want to see a likeness to Mel Gibson. Yes, he is Max in my book, but at the same time, the series needs, the game needs to stay kind of to audiences who may not know what Max is, and if they see Mel Gibson playing Max, they're gonna be like, oh my god.
Yeah,
Why?
you kind of tarnish his name in Hollywood, and wouldn't be very befitting the company to align itself with the Mel Gibson on this one.
Yeah, and I don't know if you know or not, but Tom Hardy is actually playing Max in the new Mad Max movie. So if they get his likeness, then cool. But they didn't ever in the trailer. They didn't show Max. They showed his outline. He did have a little bit longer hair that was kind of waving around in the wind a little bit. But you don't get a good, clear shot of what he looks like in the actual game, just his outline.
Right. Yeah,
So,
very ambiguous.
and that's fine. Keeping that gaming world, if they can make this a whole different game from what the movie that's going to come out. Personally, what I'd like to see is Fallout 3 / Grand Theft Auto. I think that would be, going through the desert wastelands in the Interceptor, and fighting off marauders that way. Finding little towns like Bartertown and so on. That would really make my day. That would be a game I would have on release.
Oh yeah, definitely. I just hope that when they do it right.
Yeah.
I didn't.
Oh, sorry. I didn't see which company was developing that.
I don't either. I mean, I was just so like Mad Max, so floored to see that I didn't. I stopped looking at. And like,
Yeah.
I'm trying to tell everyone who's going around like.
I know. I really want to see at least even some gameplay on it. I would be happy with 15-20 seconds of gameplay footage.
Oh yeah, definitely.
So, but anyway, another thing they announced, they're still doing PlayStation Plus, but PlayStation Plus is not mandatory to play games online. It really depends on the publisher. So that's still good. I think they said less than $5 a month for PlayStation Plus. What you can get PlayStation Plus for $18 for about 3 months, and they always bring out a bunch of free games. Well, free games.
Right.
As long as you're a subscriber of PlayStation Plus, these games are technically free. You pay just to basically rent it almost, but like right now they have like Sleeping Dogs on there and so on. You can just download and play. So for $5 a month, that's good compared to the $10 that you'd have to do for Xbox Live. And for it still not being required, that's still nice. They are saying, one thing I added later on, this wasn't in the E3 show. They said that it says playing games online on the PS4 will not, or playing games online on the PS4 will be up to the publisher. Basically, publisher can still do like a DRM type thing if they so choose. It could be like a SimCity type thing, like we said in the last show, or an online pass. They could still opt to do that, but PlayStation 4 isn't going to restrict you like Xbox is.
Right.
Says there are going to be some free-to-play games that won't require you to have PlayStation Plus. 4 of them, they said, was DC Universe Online, like PlayStation 3 has already. PlanetSide 2, actually, which is a very excellent PC game. That's going to be big, I think, on the PlayStation 4. Retribution, once again, another excellent free-to-play game on the PC. I can see it making a big splash on the PS4. And then a game called Warframe, which is really weird looking, but it's on the PC already as well. So you'll be able to turn your PS4 on. If you have the internet, you connect, you download these games, you can play them.
Yeah.
So I liked that. With them saying under $5, I'm assuming it's going to be $4.99 a month. So.
Yeah, probably.
So there was that, and then really they didn't show many games at the Sony press conference, but they did show Let's see here. Destiny. Did you see that one?
I do believe I did. Yes.
To me, I mean, I've been excited for Destiny, but it looked a lot like Halo. I mean, it's by Bungie, but it looked a lot like Halo up until they killed like a kind of a mini boss, picked up a weapon, loot basically, and it reminded me a lot of Borderlands.
Yeah, I can see that.
So there was that, and then the weapons were upgradable, and it looked really kind of cool.
Yeah, yeah. Another one that I thought was interesting was Infamous Second Son.
They did show a little bit of that, didn't they?
Yeah. They showed a little bit at the PS4 conference, and then they showed actual gameplay later on in the E3 conference.
Oh, did
Day 3, they showed a little bit.
Oh, did they? See, I still haven't seen that.
Yeah, if you go on IGN.com, they got all the stuff from the last 4 days.
Nice. I need to do that. I have my day, like I had every intention of doing that today, going back and looking at some of the gameplay on different games, but I kind of got lost in The Last of Us.
Right, well, that's understandable.
Yeah. So, and then it was like, oh, hey, it's almost 7 o'clock, almost time to start doing the show. But real quick, other Sony news. Let's see. Final Fantasy Versus 13 is now Final Fantasy 15, which it actually looked decent. Final Fantasy 13, I absolutely hated.
Oh, yeah?
13 and 13-2. Yeah, I dislike those games with a passion. I don't even like the character Lightning. She just bugs the crap out of me.
Well, I'm not a big Final Fantasy person anyway. I've just never been a real turn-based kind of player. I've always been like this, do my own thing, run and gun, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
But I will say it did look interesting. The fact that I guess it's supposed to take place in the same world as 13.
Did it?
Yeah.
Well,
that's why it was called Versus 13, because it was in the same world, but
yeah.
Then they changed that up.
Yeah, I was gonna say with it being Versus 13, I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah. So they can keeping it in the same kind of world, because nothing ain't more than playing another game in the series and it's like nothing to do with the previous game. It'd be like Borderlands 3 coming out and it's taking place on Endor instead of Pandora.
Yeah. Well, you see, I didn't pay any attention to the backgrounds or anything like that, and I haven't followed Versus 13 all that much because of the fact that 13 is what it is, and but when they showed the video for it, I was actually kind of surprised, and I was just kind of excited about it.
Yeah, it looked good. I mean, it was definitely different than what I was expecting for a Final Fantasy game.
Yeah, it looked really surprisingly action based. I don't know. I think that's going to send a weird little message to people who expect this action game and come and see a Final Fantasy game.
Yeah.
It's normal thing.
Normal. That's how a lot of games are. I mean, it looks one way, it's a whole different way when it comes out.
Yeah. So.
Plus, you also got these younger players getting into it, not knowing what Final Fantasy is, and their first installment or their first taste of it is going to be 15.
Yeah. So, was there anything else as far as Sony went that stood out to you, or?
The price point was great. $399.99 is a great price point. $100 cheaper than the Xbox One. We're just gonna keep on beating this point, but the fact that you can play used games on there, and the fact that you don't have to be always connected to the PS to the internet to play. So
yeah.
I've heard it said before that Sony's not doing anything different than they are already doing, but the fact that Xbox is going so far to the left, it makes what Sony's not doing seem like they're doing a whole lot.
Yeah, and exactly that. It's just I don't know what they're thinking. It's sad to see a system we use. A lot of us use, and I don't know. It's just for them to raise the price and gouge us one way or another. It's just I don't know why they would do that. But they really gave Sony the upper hand big time with all this. And
they served Sony, the console wars on a silver platter.
Yeah. So, and really that put them to me in like the last spot, and it put them dead last because now they don't even have a system that can rival the price of the Wii U. Like, to be quite honest, there's no way I'm going to pay $500 for a system that makes me do this and makes me do that.
Right.
Both the PS4 and the Wii U are both open. They're not making you do anything. They're not making you buy new games. They're not making you stay connected online.
Right.
So, and Nintendo really has the chance to increase their sales now with this. Even if they were to even have a small price drop, let's say they drop that Wii U $50. Wow.
Yeah, they could probably pull some numbers like they did when the Wii first came out. I mean, when the Wii came out, it was cheaper than all the other systems, and it was a new on the old format. So they played it very well. Now, when the Wii U came out, they kind of dropped the ball a little bit. But that's what happens when anyone is the first out of the gate. When Xbox 360 came out, they came out first. Yes, they were out there first, but also they had the most amount of problems. I mean, Red Ring of Death killed how many of your systems? 3?
Yeah.
Killed 2 of mine, so I mean that's just 2 guys in a how many guy world out there?
Yeah, exactly. And going along with that analogy, if you're first out of the gate, you don't have a mold to follow. You're the one that's making the mold. Mm-hmm. So, for like, look at Xbox 360 for instance. Since they were the first one out of the gate, remember the HD DVD drives?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was a huge fail. I mean, I remember seeing GameStop trying to sell those things for like $20 once they died, just to try to get them out of the store. And that's because PlayStation was like, hey, we have Blu-rays in ours, assholes.
Yeah, this is built into the machine. You don't have to buy a separate box and make it look like a old school, 1984 modem.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a 5 1/4 floppy drive that goes along with it.
Right.
it was horrible, but like you said, first out of the gate, you're making that mold. You don't know what's going to work and what's not. Right. And Sony, they're the ones they're in the the last ones that come out of the gate, and they're going, we're going to take this idea, we're going to take this idea, we're going to take this idea. We're not doing that. We're not doing that, but we're going to do these. We're going to win this.
Yep. I mean, not only that, but Microsoft, they came out and they did a reveal weeks before E3. They really should have waited until E3.
Yeah.
That way it would have thrown everyone else off. But, they're probably glad they came out with their unveiling early so they can say, okay, we fucked up. What can we do to fix this? And then try to figure out what they need to do to make it a little bit comparable. They're not going to back down completely, but they're going to have to step backward a little bit.
Yeah. Yep. And like I said in the last show, that they're going to eventually, they're never going to say, well, we made a mistake, but they are going to probably say, I wouldn't be surprised if it was like, well, you don't have to authenticate your games all the time. You don't have to be online once every 24 hours and so on, and it'll be just like, and they'll make it look like it's a favor to everybody. Be like, well, we've removed this, to make it easier for you guys. We did a good job. Yeah. Well, no, you're the one that caused the problem in the first place.
Exactly. Yeah.
So, anyway, moving on. anything from the Nintendo Direct show stand out to you?
No, not really. It's basically the same fodder. I mean, it's just, here we got a Mario game coming out, and we got a Zelda, and we got a Zelda remake on a game we already put out 10 years ago. I mean,
Yeah.
nothing special. I mean, yeah, it'd be nice to play Wind Wakers in HD, but it's not necessary. I mean, I got Wind Wakers for the GameCube. I play.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not going to go out and buy a Wii U and buy that game again.
Yeah, exactly.
Now, there's also been no word on a new Metroid yet, which is really surprising. I would have figured they would have said, hey, we're going to have a new Metroid coming out for you guys. Nuh-uh.
Yeah, especially after Other M. That's already been a couple of years, and they know they messed up with that. So for them not to announce a Metroid game or anything like that was really kind of shocking. I had even a friend of mine who's like hardcore Nintendo. Trust me when I say he's hardcore Nintendo, he is hardcore Nintendo. He even messaged me on Skype and was just like, I can't believe what Nintendo has done. Why, they had such a bad show, and he would sit there and bash, Sony users call them Sony fanboys and blah blah blah, but he was like, dude, I'm thinking of getting a PS4. I'm thinking of trading my Wii U for that. I'm like, no, you like Nintendo, keep your Nintendo, keep your Wii U.
Yeah.
Keep that and just save up for PS4. Trust me, But
don't get rid of it.
I watched the Nintendo Direct. I was really kind of shocked that it was only 40 minutes long, and I mean, what's the games here? Let me list these off. Pokemon X and Y, Super Mario 3D World, Mario Kart 8, Wii Party U, Wii Fit U. Let's see here. Wind Waker HD, Wonderful 100, 1, Donkey Kong Country, Tropical Freeze, Bayonetta 2. Monolith Soft and Super Smash Bros. Smash Brothers.
Yeah. Now the Bayonetta is that's a Nintendo Wii U exclusive.
Yeah.
Only on the Wii U, so.
Here's what I gotta say about that real quick. Give it time. It will not be an exclusive. Look at Rayman Legends. There was Rayman Legends that I don't know if it's actually, I don't think it's come out yet, but it was supposed to be a Wii U exclusive, and then the whole development team was told, no, you're going to make it for PS3 and the Xbox 360 as well. And even they kind of was like, what? No, but it happened.
Yeah.
Same thing with Deus Ex Human Revolution, the director's cut. Or the is that right? The director's cut.
Yeah.
It was supposed to be Wii U exclusive, and now it's being developed for the PS3 and Xbox 360. And with the PS3, you're going to use, if you have a Vita, you use the Vita with it, and then if you have a tablet, you use Smart Glass on the Xbox version.
Yeah.
But Wii U apparently can't get its exclusives like it wants, but I've heard that it's really a hard system to develop for.
That's what I heard. I've also heard that it's just what the Wii was, the Wii U is not.
Yeah.
I mean, when the Wii first came out, no one had really seen a game system quite like the Wii. I mean, it is unheard of to have not just a game, but a whole entire system dedicated to this. That was new for people. Now they're coming out with they came out with the Wii U. It still does the same thing. Now you can also do this.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not much innovation there really, and it's just people are a little burned out on it, I think.
Yeah, people's wanting to go back to what gaming once was, and that's a controller with a couple of buttons and a directional pad.
Yep.
That goes the same with like Kinect and everything. Like when I played like Mass Effect 3 and I had my Kinect hooked up, you were able to use the Kinect with it. You were able to, tell your other characters, which weapons to use. You could yell Garrus shotgun, and the other character would break out their shotgun, or you'd say shotgun or sniper rifle. Your character would then change their weapons, which I thought that was cool, but I used it all of one gaming session, I think, and then just went back to using my controller for it all.
Yeah.
So, why overcomplicate something that's already so easy?
Some people just need that next generation thing, that one thing that's going to set them apart from their friends.
Yeah. So, yeah, other than that, Nintendo really, didn't have much else to say. It was a very kind of boring little Nintendo Direct show. Of course, I made my little video talking about, the different games that came out, and the fact that Iwata Satoru was bugging me, and I can't believe I wrote that down. That was funny. But no, he does. He looks like one of those dudes that you see in these movies where these Japanese guys go into a little strip club and it's these little schoolgirls they're trying to look up the skirts of, and he just kind of looks like a pervert to me. I don't know. It's horrible.
Yeah. Well, that's the way he comes off, man.
Yeah.
Now, I don't know if you got to see any of the developers showing off any of their stuff, but EA, they showed a little tiny clip of Star Wars Battlefront.
I didn't see that. I heard about that. I'm excited for that, but how did that look?
It looked like a Star Wars Battlefront game, but all they showed is like a little teaser trailer. It wasn't like a whole half-hour gameplay or anything.
There's been a lot of people asking for Battlefront 3, and to see that, especially after LucasArts getting shut down and us losing Star Wars 1313.
Yeah.
I think Battlefront will definitely kind of calm people down as far as that game goes.
I hope so. Because after the last debacle with the Star Wars Kinect, man.
God, that I had seen a video of the whole Cantina dance thing, and when I saw that, I was like, "What game is that?" They're like, the Star Wars Kinect. I was like, "Oh God, I am not even going to play the demo for that. I do not want to touch that."
When I first heard that was coming out and that you could do like lightsaber battles, I was like, "Oh my God, that's what every dork and nerd has been screaming about since the creation of video games. Be able to do this, wow, wow, wow."
Yeah.
And then it was what it was, like, oh, okay. So we're dancing now.
I am a huge pessimist when it comes to any Kinect games, and I knew Star Wars is going to be bad.
Yeah, I don't think there's a single. I haven't played a single Kinect game that I've gone out and said, "Oh, dude, you gotta pick up, Disney Kinect. It's so awesome." There's no game like that for me. They've go out and scream.
Yeah. Well, there's been a few passable games. The Kinect Sports was kind of fun and so on. But the game that made me disconnect my Kinect and just throw it into the game room and forget about it was Steel Battalion. That was a huge slap in the face to anybody that played the original Steel Battalion. And with such a cool peripheral, okay, the joysticks with all the buttons and everything. You had to start up your own mech and everything like that using all these buttons on the original Xbox. And then they go, well, we're bringing a Steel Battalion game out for the Kinect, and that puzzled me instantly. I was like, okay. And then they came out with the demo, and I dare anybody to try even the demo if you have a Kinect. And be sure to if you're on YouTube, be sure to record your reaction to this game, because you're gonna be sitting here doing this, and nothing's going to work on the game, and you're going to be trying to flip buttons and everything you can it's on the screen, and none of it's going to work right. You're like, it's going to turn into a rant video. Yeah.
Not only that, but doing all this stuff, this looks very pornographic.
Yeah, that's bad. But yeah, it's like anything that you would try to do in the game, your character wouldn't do quite right. Like there was one portion where you had to grab like a periscope, do this, and like pull it towards you, and instead your virtual hand would be doing this, pushing buttons off on the side that was causing, to try to vent smoke out of your mech, and trying to hit a self-destruction button, and just, oh god, it was bad.
Yeah, it sounds a lot like any game for the Power Glove.
Yep, the Kinect, the modern Power Glove.
Yeah, because I mean, I bought into that fodder. I went and bought me a Power Glove back in the day. Man, that was the biggest waste of a birthday check I ever saw in my life.
Yeah, what's sad is my mom and dad bought me one, and it wasn't working right, and we thought, oh, it's acting up, it's broken, it's default or defective. Took it back, brought the next one home, same thing. We came to find out that's how it acted, that's how it really was, and it was just like, oh my god.
Yeah, there's no internet back then to get instant feedback like, oh no, it just sucks. Okay, great. I'll stay away from that.
Yeah. So, anyway, anything else as far as E3 goes that you wanted to talk about or say?
The only thing I got left to say is Borderlands 2, Tiny Tina, she's got a DLC coming out.
Yeah. Did they announce that? No, you had talked about that last time.
I mentioned it last time, but it was shown at E3 this year.
Gotcha.
What it is like you're in Tiny Tina, you're in Tiny Tina's dream, and basically you play through the game. You play through the whole game again, but it's in this dream state to where Jack's still alive. There's all kinds of crazy stuff going on there.
Wow.
Yeah,
Alright.
Guns and all kinds of crazy shit.
Did they say how much that was going to be?
This is stereotypical, 1,600 points, I think.
Oh, that's not bad, especially if you got to go through the game again, and it's all kind of different. So that works.
Yeah. So that's where my time's gonna be eating up this next few months.
Yeah. So there you go. Jeez. Okay, and you and I were talking earlier in text, and just saying how kind of exhausting the week's been. Just all the news. Like I was telling you, I was mentally exhausted after the conferences and everything, just because of all the news that was coming through. Like I said at the beginning of the show, it really was a rare E3, and that's because 2 new consoles, and. Yeah. Just to see that competition happen, go on, it's something we won't see for another 8-9 years,
I know, that's the thing. These game systems, they're coming out, they're actually lasting longer, which is great, because I remember NES, for example, going from NES to Super NES was like a 5-year turnaround.
Yeah.
Sega Genesis to Sega Saturn, I think that was like a 5-year turnaround too. So yeah. I mean, the lifespan of the system was like about 5 years, because it's just too. Nothing. The hardware was evolving and the software wasn't. So, or vice versa. I mean, the software is going from 8-bit to 16-bit to 32-bit, whereas now our hardware that we have is comparable to where it can last and hold up for 10 years or more.
Yeah. And that definitely helps, keep money in our pockets too, instead of having to wait, only 5 years and then shell out another $400 for a new system, as long as.
Also, the same token, though, I mean, I don't know if you remember or not, but when the Genesis came out, it was like $200.
Yeah.
So, and $200 for a Sega Genesis, and then 5 years later spend another $200. Not too bad. But now that the system will last longer, you're paying more for the systems too.
Yeah.
So yin and yang.
Yeah. But as gamers, we'll keep shelling out money. I know I do. I always want that new console, so I still got a lot of years left in me, and they still have a lot of years where they'll get money out of me, as long as they don't pull an X-Bone. So
yeah. I hope not, because you know what? I've already spent way too much money on my Xbox 360. And I got the game. Of course, I got the Xbox. Then I got the 250 gig hard drive that I put in there. I got the wireless G router. I got the wireless controllers, the charge and play kits, and
good God,
nickel and dime, man, nickel and dime.
And that's why I'm trying to keep from some gaming. Like, that's why I'm building my arcade cabinet, because that's really, playing the arcade games has really kept me, playing some old games without costing me anything. And occasionally I really get excited about a game and need to buy it, but even like The Last of Us, I was like, hey, if I can rent that, great, then I won't need to buy it. So anyway, all right, well, I think we should just wrap it up for the night.
Yeah, we're sitting at almost 2 hours.
Oh God, sorry to anybody that's actually watching this and is kind of stuck around for it, or anybody that's gonna be sitting through it. And thank you for everybody who's viewing. We actually had about 100 views on our last one so far, so that's actually quite a bit for like a broadcast.
That's good, because I've got 5 views on that one.
Did you?
Yeah. Yeah,
Hey.
I'm still at 50 subscribers, so I'm not, killing it, but
yeah. I don't know what to do to bring subscribers to me, but as long as I have people watching, it's all good. So I'm hoping we'll get some people to view more of your content too. So
I got a new video up today, so.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, so it's a quick 8-minute video, nothing fancy.
Gotcha. Well, and also to anybody that's watching, like saying that you got a video out, I'm still need to go back and watch a lot of people's videos, and I need to respond to a lot of comments that were made on my videos and PMs that I have and so on. So anybody that's watching, I'm getting to them. I promise. It's gonna be sometime this weekend.
Also, don't forget the plug. You got like 4 new videos within like a 5-day span.
Yeah, I'm taking a little break from videos here for, I think, a few days. I may make one more kind of, I don't know on what yet, if it's going to be even on E3 or what. So I'm just taking a break. I know this weekend, like tomorrow, I get to see my mom and dad, and then Sunday I plan on going and spending that at the lake and soaking up some sun.
There you go.
So, yeah, much needed. We're in the 90s now here, and I was just like, no, this weekend we're hitting the lake. We're going to go do some swimming, and we're going to soak up some sun. I plan on getting at least a little bit of a tan, if not even a little burnt. So, so all right, man. Well, thanks for doing another show.
Always, sir. Always.
Really enjoy it, because we really kind of get into some some pretty good discussions. So
yes, sir. Anytime you want to do this, man, let me know.
Yeah. Yeah, we need to do one maybe every couple of weeks for sure.
Yeah, definitely.
So, all right, everybody, thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. I'm actually thinking of making this into a podcast, which I think would be great for anybody on the go and just wanted to listen instead of watching, this
cool.
ugly mug here. I don't know about you, old super pimp there, but
yeah, I represent.
So, anyway, all right, man. Well, you have a good evening, and to our viewers and listeners, thank you for watching. Hope you'll come back and listen to us again.
Yep.
Have a good night, everybody.